Edo, welcome to a very special edition of No Choftes. I'm Stel, as you know, as per usual. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your nunna. Now, this gentleman that you can see on the screen is a guy that I've known for well over 20 years. Over 20 years, my God, where's time gone? Blimey, he's an entrepreneur, he's an actor, he's a YouTube celebrity, social media veteran now. Tam Khan, bro. Long time no speak, man.
Yeah, I owe you money for that intro, bro. Long time, yeah.
Don't be silly.
Last time I saw you, you were in Dubai, what, a year and a half ago, 2 years?
This is before the pandemic, bro. Before the pandemic. 2019?
Nah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, time's gone crazy.
I mean, how old are the little ones now?
4.
They were just born, I think. I think they were just born, or they were about to be born.
Yeah. All right, then.
They're just about to be born.
Sure.
Yeah. So, wow. How are they doing anyway? They're growing up fast, yeah?
They're growing up fast, little nutcases, 2 girls, but, you know, alhamdulillah, I wouldn't have it any other way, bro. I've realised when you have kids, you realise the purpose, you know? It's different. It changes you.
But this is it, man. Like, you think about when we were back at college together, because for the benefit of the viewers, you and I, we went to the same college together. We weren't tight, but we had a small class, and I think we all got on, and there was all various, nationalities. We had Greeks, Turks. You know, you're from Afghanistan. The family's from Afghanistan originally.
We had a mix. But to be honest, it was a lot of Greeks and Turks, Cypriots, because it was North London, and I miss it. South, Barnet. What was that high street around the corner where everyone would go?
Well, you had Southgate around the corner.
That's Southgate. Yeah, that was Southgate. Yeah. Southgate.
Everyone used to go to what was that shop? I don't want to plug them just in case they get free publicity without paying me.
Yeah.
But no, it's right by the station. The station. I was thinking about this the other day, right? We had a Serbian lad that was in our class. Branny, his name was, and we used to call him Brainy.
I remember his name.
Yeah. I don't want to say his whole name just in case, but I remember some people used to pay him to do their coursework.
I think maybe I did too. I think we all did.
Nah.
I think we all did. And there was a Greek teacher everyone liked. What's his name? The tall guy. George. Good guy.
Opodo, Ryanair.
Yeah. George was the man. Yeah, funny times, bro. How time like flies. That was like, what year was
2000. That? 2000 to 2002.
It was, yeah. It was. I remember. Yeah, it was. And like, bro, it's been 20-something years, 23 years nearly.
Yeah. You know, who'd have thought that you'd have left Barnet College and ended up in Dubai?
You wouldn't have, but you know, it's strange. Sometimes I get like old memories. Nostalgia hits in, and I was just thinking, what's everyone doing? And I got a few of you on Facebook. I see Alex there and a few others, but you're always wondering what's everyone doing. There's only 4 or 5 I see on socials, but I'm hardly using Facebook. I just whatever, in and out kind of thing. But sometimes you think, you know what, life's quick, you know, life's short. So sometimes it's good to stay in touch, do some meetups and reunions and things, because older you get, the more sentimental you get. You realize, man, like, God, like, work, do everything, but then for what? Like, you know, just sometimes just go back, see good people, no stress, no work thinking, and just chat, catch up, reminisce the good days, you know. The good days, those were as well, before the West went down the pan.
Bro, do you know what? There's something I needed to ask you. The last time I saw you, I didn't remember to ask you, but what happened to that creamy beige jacket that you kept on wearing? That leather jacket. Do you remember it?
I don't know. I had loads. I used to wear leather jackets, big chains. I don't know what I thought I was, bro. Like the fashion in those days. But I don't know. You know,
you're gonna try and find photographs of it now, innit?
If I wear it now, I'm gonna look like some dodgy East European, Kosovan, Albanian gangster wannabe or something. I'm gonna look like. So I better leave it back.
Right, we won't talk about that again. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, I got some mad fashion sense in those days.
Tell me something. Have the college actually got in touch with you? Because you're undoubtedly the most successful student that's come from Barnet College. I'm surprised they haven't got in touch with you or anything.
I don't know. Like, there must be so many, but I don't. I think they knocked it down, bro. That college. It's flat.
That was the campus, yeah. But in terms of the whole colleges, because they still got
no
Wood
idea.
Street.
I need to check on social. Nah, but there must be so many. I mean, what success, just notoriety, I guess, from socials, but just amplified stuff. For me, like everyone's success is different, you know. Like I said to you, success for me, as long as you've got healthy children and you can pay your bills and sleep under with a roof over your head, like bro, you're blessed, alhamdulillah. You know, so many people are struggling. Like I lost 2 friends in 1 year. Last year, someone passed away cancer, and this year, recently, a friend of mine, our age group, you know, one of them was actually younger, like 32, 33. So you realize, like that, life's over. And then you think, you know, are my problems really that big? Like his mother must be grieving, or his wife, or, you know. So then you think, it wakes you up thinking, you know, man, what are we stressed for? Like, all right, of course there's stress of bills and stuff, but really, if you think about it and you've got a good partner and you've got good people around you, don't let it stress. Whatever your situation will be, whether it's you're in a studio or a mansion or that's what God wanted for you for. So be humble and just humble. What's going to be is going to be. So that's what I never really stress about things like that. So try your best work, and if it works out, it works out. It doesn't, it doesn't. But without, you got to take the risk for sure, but don't overthink and stress. And I think that's a big issue nowadays in most communities in the world. You know.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned the word risk, and I'm pretty certain that you took a massive risk going from London, the UK, to Dubai, and trying to build this empire that you have done. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Because I know you've spoken about it at great length, and I know your story,
Yeah.
but for the benefit of our viewers in Cyprus,
Well,
especially.
yeah. No, I took a risk, but at the same time, everyone's situation is different. There might be guys watching now who've got wife and kids or partners. So it's hard for them to pack up and go. I was single, kind of youngish, and I'm in Essex at the time, and the weather got to me. I was in Dubai from holidays. You know, sometimes you come back after a few holidays, you sit there and it's grey, coming into winter, 4 p.m. it's dark, and I'm like, what am I doing? I can't do this. And I was in professional MMA in those days, and I thought, you know what? When I was in Dubai, there wasn't like a full-time facility, and Dubai's booming. It was in all the news. Why isn't that there? And I just thought, let me try something. Let me try and set something up there. If it doesn't work, I'll come back, you know. Well, I was blessed. I got my mum. I can go back to the house, whatever, you know. So in a way, I took a risk, yeah, but also I didn't really have responsibility. So when, like, yeah, I took it, but a lot of people, I used to say to everyone, take the risks, but obviously everyone's situation is different. So I can't be selfish and go take that risk to everyone, you know. But in life, if you really want to go out and get something and big success, you have to, unfortunately. So it's like a game of chess, to be honest. You got to think 4 or 5 steps ahead. But if it's a bad move, it might look temporarily good, but on the long term, it might be checkmate. So yeah, I took that risk. For me, it was the right timing. It was just meant to be. And 2008, July 15th, actually, I moved, and I said to my family and friends, I'm going to go for a few weeks, check it out. Never left. Well, obviously gone holidays, but honestly, I fell in love with it. It was hard at the beginning, but yeah, a few weeks, yeah. And alhamdulillah, you know, like God's been good. And just, you know, my slogan, well, it's not mine, it's a huge slogan, but I really live by that, is do what you love what you do. It's not a job then. Literally, I can't do a 9 to 5, and I respect everyone who does that, sits in offices. That I haven't got the discipline for it. I haven't got the character for it. I haven't got the attention for it. I haven't got it. And I really respect those people get on that commute and work. It's so hard, man. That's, for me, it's such a hard graft just to pay bills, repeat, pick up, repeat, have a weekend, rest one day, Sunday, recuperate, go. People don't realize how hard that is, man. You got to respect everyone who's doing that, man or woman, and just to survive and put food on the table and stuff. But it's not for me, bro. And I just wanted to do things which I enjoyed, and it's not like a job, but obviously rewardable financially. And alhamdulillah, it took time, but you know, I am doing that. So for me, I'm blessed. You know, it's just I guess it's luck in God's way. Doesn't mean I'm something special to anyone else. It's just I was lucky, blessed. I saw a gap and I took advantage. Could change tomorrow, could change next week, but alhamdulillah, for now, like, you know, I'm doing what my passion has always been, and yeah, all thanks to the Almighty, you know.
Bro, was there any point where you felt, oh, this ain't gonna happen? Because everyone comes across speed bumps. Did you come across anything like that where you felt, I don't know?
Well, yeah, loads of times. Like the first 6 months, I was like, you know what? If I go back and everyone's gonna laugh, I can't go back. I can't go back. They're gonna laugh at me. So I'm like, it's hard. People didn't get what MMA was. They were asking me if it's Bruce Lee. I was trying to educate population. They're one-to-one. Yeah, literally not making nothing. And there was hard times, but at the same time, you know what makes it easy? Yeah, I can't explain it. Nice weather, and nice like landmarks like beaches and things. It's something about the weather. That's why you see people like maybe Siberia, they're always like moody or cold venues compared to like Cyprus. You go there, or Miami, or even South Asia. They're poor. Some people are struggling, but the weather, I can't explain. It gives you that kind of motivation. When you wake up, it's something different. So I was thinking, you know what? I'm still all right. It's struggling. I'm having hard times, but look, I've got a beach 5 minutes there. I've got the biggest mall that way there. Even whatever money you got, just walk around, you just watch, and you sit there. And Dubai is like the networking capital of the world. So it's a hub where you're one phone call away from a CEO. You're one phone call away from a royal. You're one phone call away from a big deal. You could be in a room, in a gym, or on a beach next to someone who's a CEO, who's a oligarch, who's a celebrity. And then it comes down to networking, chatting, and just picking ideas, annoying people. But that's the blessing of Dubai. So yeah, there's been ups and downs, but that's the challenge in life, right? There's ups and downs at home. Everyone's got their own. It's relative, Some people in UK, like with the prices going up and struggling, maybe pay bills. Everyone's got their own issues. So for me to say, yeah, everyone's got it. So it's just different in different ways. Mine will be in different way compared to others, but it still doesn't mean I'm not. He's not got it as hard as I have. Of course, he's got it hard. It's just relative, Yeah, of course, I've had bumps. My gym was nearly shut down for good a few years ago. I had a big issue with the landlord, branding going down, like bro, all the time to stay. But if you quit, that's the difference between success and failure. If it was easy, everyone will be, in a certain position, everyone will be. So it's like any athlete or good football player. I know you do football podcasts. Like everyone started football as a kid, but it's those ones who are staying till night, kicking the ball against the thing. Those ones practicing, traveling around with their dads all around the country or whatever on buses and just grafting, going for injuries. They're there for a reason. It's hard work. Of course, whatever they do after, there's no problem. But it's not just talent. It takes hard work in sport, business, whatever. So it's like anyone. You're gonna have ups and downs. But if it was easy, everyone would do it, and they don't. So you have to have a certain kind of character.
Well, absolutely, bro. And, as you mentioned, this is a football pod and we have interviewed quite a lot of elite footballers and they tell us the same thing. It's a lifestyle. That's what it is. And either you have it or you don't. This is the thing. And there are standards as well. You need to be disciplined. And, I say this to my daughter. She's only 9 years old, but I say to her, discipline, self-discipline is the most important thing because it sets you up in so many ways, not just for your self-respect, but also for your mental health. Everything. So even staying consistent, be it wake up in the morning and brush your teeth, that's got to be the first thing you do, or go downstairs and make your own breakfast, or just little things that you continue in life, not to be robotic, but so that becomes more than just instinctive.
Yeah, it's a trend. Like, for example, you're right. Like, I saw one ex-army general. It's an old motivational speech he had. Don't know who he was. It came across it years back. He said, make your bed. That's a start. How many people just leave their bed like that? They close it. I'm OCD. Everything's like, I've got a system, but at the same time, like being a Muslim, we have certain prayers, and a lot of Muslims don't do it. Like, it's unfortunate, they're lazy. Get up Fajr. So when you go to sleep, you're in deep sleep. Then you got to wake up maybe 4:30 in the morning. Wash, cold water in the UK or whatever temperature it wakes you up. Pray. Then you try and go back to bed after that. It's hard. Then you've got to be up an hour or so after. And not that it's sure. I'm just saying, but it's discipline in a way. But it's also like if you're not disciplined, you're not going to get anywhere in life. I don't want to be in meetings sometimes. I don't want to be on my phone doing accounts or marketing and things like that. But if I don't do it, if I put my foot off the gas or the pedal, it's going to slowly crumble. So, like I said, you have to always put that work in. That's like boxers and MMA fighters. I've got a lot of good friends in the UFC and some of the best athletes on the planet. They come to the gym, and what I noticed why the certain ones are world champions is because I see them. They ain't got a fight coming up, nothing. They're on holiday, but they're training. So they're on vacation to buy family, but yet they'll come every morning to my gym. See, Skip, the way they're training, I'm like, wow, off season. And that's why they are who they are. I watch them, I said, they've got that. How many people have remember Ricky Hatton, he have his legend, but then he binge and get overweight and come back. These guys, man, they're all year round training, this, that. They make sure that's their priority, even if they've got no fights ahead of time or anything. So for me, that's just that's dedication and discipline. And yeah, you're right. Whether it's brush your teeth, or well, you should brush your teeth, otherwise you're
Of
going to
course.
last. I hope so, but well, cleaning your ass as well, you know, cleaning showers, constantly waking up, doing your bed, having a system, waking up early. Don't try and laze around, being efficient, going out, and just keeping active. Whatever you're doing, just like be on the button, you know, and try your best to keep a smile on your face and positive, because I've had those days you're moody, angry, but it's just that negative energy drains you. So the best trick is always try and be positive. Whatever the situation is, think positively, you know. I think someone's got it worse, or you know what, there's always a solution. There's always a solution. Apart from death, there's a solution for everything. So
Yeah, of course.
whatever situation there is, just sit back. It might be a big bump in the road, but again, that's life, you know. Like, who are we if the biggest billionaires and successful businesses in the world suffer? Like, you know, who are we to say we're not going to have hardship?
For sure, for sure. Well, you touched on the people that come to your gym, that train at your gym. Your gym is undoubtedly the standout gym in Dubai. Not just for the people that go there in terms of the celebrities and the boxers, MMA fighters, whatever, but in terms of the way it's laid out. You know, obviously I've been to your gym a couple of times and I've seen the machines. I've seen you got the MMA ring outside, but also there's the sessions that you see dozens of people late at night as well training. But in terms of TK Fitness as a whole, what makes it different from the other gyms out there?
I think it's the atmosphere, the vibe. You know, you've got some gyms which are even flashier, better, but I call it the ultimate training facility, because we're everything under the one roof. Martial arts academy, we've got fitness, we've got conditioning, we've got a swimming pool. We've just opened a salon, so it's like everything in one place. You don't need to go anywhere else. Sometimes when I was younger, I used to like do MMA, so you go jiu-jitsu here, boxing here. For gym, you go to another gym. You have about 10 memberships. You know, many people can't afford that. So not only that, we're a hub. Like, it's the venue. We're outdoor. We've got a huge outdoor section. So, for example, you or people from England, they want to travel to Dubai. They don't want to be stuck inside. We're from England. It's cold. We've done it. You want to be like Venice Beach, LA. You feel the sun. Like, wow, I'm outside in an outdoor gym. I've got indoor gym. It's that kind of experience. So that sets us ahead. And then we've got all these famous athletes who just keep coming through the doors, and from your Amir Khans to your Khamzat Chimaevs to Khabibs to WWE superstars to football players. So people see that and they think, you know, Leon Edwards, current champion who's been training in and out. People think, why are they going there? Influencers and YouTubers, whatever. There must be something about it. And obviously social media helps, but then also the venue itself. When you come there, it's like, wow, I'm outdoors, look at the sun, skyscrapers, there's outdoor weights. It's that kind of Muscle Beach and Venice Beach. California meets Dubai meets MMA meets a bit of Thailand, so that's the vibe, and I think it just suits when you think Dubai. That's what it's more the atmosphere and the vibe, and I think more than anything.
You know, you say these guys come to your gym. I could just imagine them getting off the plane, going to their hotel, and thinking, "I need to go training. What gym shall I go to? Let me just do a
Yeah,
search. Oh, hang about TK Fitness. Let's go into their Instagram. Oh shit, there's loads of celebrities that go here. I'm going
yeah,
there."
yeah, and also from years like when I was younger, I used to fight. Like at that time, MMA, social media wasn't big, but a lot of these guys, when I grew up, they became celebrities later on. So I have a good network. Like, from what I know, a lot of people. So it's just a go-to. Oh, Tam's in Dubai. Go see him. He's got this gym. Like, and one or two come, then it sets a precedent for everyone else, and it's just like, you know, domino effect. So yeah, it helps. It's a blessing.
I don't know if you've been asked this question before, but as you mentioned, these big names, Habib and etc. etc. I know you got. There's a photograph of you with Mike Tyson and Kadyrov. I'm gonna ask you about that afterwards, right? Because I'm sure there's a story behind that one. But in terms of the type of clients, and I don't want you to say too much about them, obviously, but how do you cope with those egos that come in there? Because I'm sure some of them, you know, I'm not saying that they are, but I'm sure some might be a little bit too big for their boots. How do you keep, I would say keep them under control, but do you just let them do their own thing? And
Yeah, honestly, I've never had an issue. You don't really see egos, because for them to be at that level, they've got a certain set of discipline. They're actually easy to deal with. It's this new YouTube, Instagram kind of generation who got the egos, and they think, I'm a social media influencer. They'll email us, oh, I want a free membership. I'll give you pictures in return. I'm like, we don't care. Like, you know, I really don't. You know what I mean? It's just cringe, and they're a bit more, you know, that kind of gym buffs. But honestly, we have a good vibe because they know me, they know we don't really tolerate that corny stuff. So I've never really honestly had that, I'll be honest. It gets difficult when someone's a big name and fans come and annoy them or bring the cameras and like stalk. They're trying to work out. Sometimes if they make really big, we make it private, but it's no egos. Look, sometimes you've had instances where I've taken them to malls or we're out somewhere and they've come across rude to some fans, but before I was thinking, what's that all about? But then you realise, like he just wants to be quiet, alone, just sit there at dinner, and he's sitting on his noodles are coming out of his mouth, and the guy's like, "Can I have a picture?" And he's like looking up, and it's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got a generation of no respect as well. People think just put phones in your face and stuff. So I'm not a celebrity, I understand that, but when I see it, I understand. Like I look at them, I'm thinking, they just want to have a chill day, or they can't go certain places certain times. Like Hamza, like he's so recognisable. So anywhere he goes, that beard and stuff, people are like just Hamza, 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 Hamza. And then you got Andrew Tate, like it's the next level. Like can't even go to a mosque. People just, it's just we have to plan going to malls with security and everything when there's Tates around. So it's insane. It's insane, and just you can't even drive the car with him because his car's famous. So you're driving Shakespeare Road, which is like the North Cirque. It's like the North Cirque, yeah. But with psychos driving sports cars, trying to crash, getting the cameras out, filming. Like
you ain't been here lately, bruv. It's worse. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's like North Cirque, but with speed. Yeah, and it's just crazy, and people are still chasing the car. So when I saw that, I was like, mate, I said to him, you're too famous, bro. You've got an issue here.
Well, this is an interesting segue because obviously I don't want it to be a discussion about Andrew Tate. Not that I've got anything against him. To be honest, I'm actually quite a fan, in all fairness. A lot of people aren't. I can understand where they're coming from. But again, it's all about context and understanding the message behind what he says and watching the long form content. That's how you get the context. But in terms of the big thing that happened was when you aided him to convert to Islam. Because I didn't quite know what was going on because I saw people talking about it on social media. I saw these posts and this and that, and I saw one video. I was like, "That's Tam." And I checked on your Facebook, and I'm like, "It is Tam. What's going on here?" But I'm sure you've told this story 100 times before and whatnot. But was it something that he was talking to you about for a while? Because I know that you guys go way back.
Andrew was always interested, and it wasn't me converting him. It's God. Like he wanted to. We were talking in Islam, and he said how he respects the religion. He loves it. How it's in a world which is pushing agendas and certain things and degeneracy and making people have to deal with it, or you literally get arrested. You can't discipline your own kids. You've got to take certain things. You're getting certain colours stuffed down your throat. Each their own, but don't stuff an agenda down your throat. If you want to be what you want to be you want to be. But it's like anything. Don't let people decide what they want to do and raise their own family how they want, and let kids be innocent. So he saw with Islam that the people don't really tolerate it. It's like we're like, look, God's first. We have our rules. We'll abide by the rules of the land, but just don't push things on us, which is not, it's sinful for us. So we all respected it, and it's a funny story. We're literally sitting in a cigar lounge, and I don't want to sound like a show off, whatever, but it's me, Andrew, Steven Seagal, and a few other friends. Yeah, straight up.
My dad will hear this and go, "You know Steven Seagal?"
Yeah,
my dad is a massive Steven Seagal fan.
He's a legend and one of the nicest guys on earth. I don't care what the fake tabloids saying these rumors. One of the nicest men, a true brother, really, like a close friend of mine, and a legend. Like I grew up, like it's an elder. We respect people. We've seen it. I grew up watching that man. So it's a respect I'll always have. And just talking, and we were sitting there just talking about society and relating. And Stephen's on the same kind of viewpoints. Like he's seen how things have changed. The older you get, you see it. You notice more. And I was just saying, look with Islam, you can't buy that kind of faith where, like a little trick, you have these Taliban delivery drivers we have here, and they're really like on low wages, whatever, not so wealthy. So you could go and hand him $5 million, $10 million, $15 million cash now in a bag, say, get the camera out, say, denounce Islam, denounce the Prophet and God. So they will never do it for that. Go anywhere around the world, majority of people will sell their bloody stuff for our mother for that kind of money, or their best friend. So I said, that's something you can't see. And I was like, wow, really, you're right. I said, look, I want to take you to a mosque one day, just to feel how you pray, like that, just away from all this hustle bustle, and just a place of worship, your head down, and do you know how humbling it is? Like, I'm 6'2", I'm a big guy, 115 kilo, like, You got these guys, but when you bow, prostrate to a power, like every man, big, small, rich, poor, they bow their heads. Like it's something powerful about that, like worshiping the real boss king. I said, you need to feel that. It humbles anyone. Like we're nothing, you know. I said to something, the creator. And it's like, yeah, bro. He goes, dude, I want to come, G, but I also want to convert. I've always wanted to. I was like, yeah, really? So anyway, come to that weekend. Picks me up. We go to the mosque. It's quiet. It's like a Saturday night. It's people way we're in the mosque. So come pray with me, feel it. Then the next one I said, I'm gonna film it. He's like, nah, you sure? I said, yeah, don't worry. I've got a cleaner to film it, and the rest is history. You know, as you saw. Just I thought, you know what? I'm gonna post it. Why? Gets too much stick. Says this, he's a misogynist, his girls drinking alcohol. I thought, you know what? Let's put this up there. This is different. It's good for you. And yeah, it influenced, bro, to this day, hundreds of thousands of people, man, to the point where got interested in Islam or reverted, or people just, Muslims who are just messing around being idiots themselves, thought, you know what, bro, this guy's a multi-millionaire famous. He's praying. Maybe I should get back to praying as well. What am I doing? I'm embarrassed. So that's the message I wanted to get across. And yeah, it was just surreal and like really like, I know this topic ain't about him, but honestly, a really good brother, a really good guy, him and Tristan. And I can never hear a bad word about them because, firstly, everything they say, 99% I agree with, 90% I agree with. A lot of the stuff, like, I'm a Muslim, you can't socialise with girls like the old days. Like, I mean, but they're non-Muslim, so it's all right for them in drinking, I don't, but everything like Andrew's reverted, and honestly, they're the kind of guys you could trust your life with. Like, people say, would you let your kids? Yeah, I would. If I was, like, God forbid, in a bad situation, I know, like, they take my family in their house, and I'd never think twice that they've looked at my wife in a certain way or with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't think twice. And how many people can say that about? I guarantee I would sleep like an angel knowing. That's how much I trust them. You know, they've got that character where they greet elders, they've got this smile, they've got this. So people see the content creator, they don't see the man behind. And he's the kind of guys you can trust with anything. So I'm telling you that now as a Muslim, yeah? You know me. A lot of people know my character's like that strong. I've always been like that. I've like since when I was younger on the street. Everyone knows me. I never fear no man. I don't kiss. I don't care. But I'm telling you, I will not be around guys who I don't trust and think highly of, respect, and it's a mutual thing. And literally, like what's going on with them is it's unfortunate and it's really injustice because there's something out there who doesn't like what they're saying, and he's got a lot of influence, and he's making men better to like what they were going, the direction they were going, and all he says is better yourself as a man, work out, work hard, make money, be a success. I mean, I don't get what's the problem, and he doesn't even diss women. My wife is feeling. My wife sat with him like she goes, "You're right. Like, there's not diss women." He says, "Women, be like our mothers and like be that kind of classy woman. Don't be afraid of being a wife or a mother, or a housewife, or it's not about Chanel bags and Kardashians. You can be who you are. You can work and say like, don't be ashamed. Like, it's being simple and humble is cool." That's what he's saying. He goes, "Don't chase this OnlyFans or this stupid, tacky way." And that's what he says. And people take it at content and hate it. But he speaks facts, man. He speaks facts.
Bro, do you know what? I think what he says, I've never had a problem with it. Never have. And, you know, I've spoken to so many friends that don't like him for whatever reason. I say, look, the person that you see behind the camera isn't necessarily the person that you see face to face. Okay. When you're on social media, a lot of people have to put on a bit of a persona. It's like, I don't know, Steven Seagal that's in a movie. He's not going to be the same villain or the same characters he's going to be in real life, is he? It's a persona.
Yeah, Seagal is, yeah. Sorry, someone's calling me. He's a badass. No. But honestly, it's not that. I swear to you, you know what it is, yeah? I know what you're saying. But when they say they hate him, I say, what's your problem? Like, they can't answer. What? Tell me what is the issue? Is it the way his delivery is? What is the problem? Like, what's he said? What's wrong? Forget old content from 20, 15 years ago, but I used to have mad content.
Yeah.
Talk about the last 6, 7 years, at least 5 years. What's he said is bad. When's he dissed women? When's he hated women? Tell me one. He doesn't. They crop. He's talking about a certain person. He's the same way he disses men. He disses everyone. It's like, wake up. It's a wake up mechanism. They say this is depression. No, he doesn't. He says, I don't let depression exist because I believe, well, same thing Tyson Fury said. Everyone loved him. Oh, Tyson Fury had depression and he worked out and he said it worked. Well, he's saying the same thing. 50 Cent said it. People say he promotes this and that. It's just, even in content, you shouldn't say it's legal. Then arrest every rapper for talking about I'm a MFN, PIMP or Candy Shop or these kind of songs, and they're walking around with like straps and tying women like dog leashes. Like, no, that's celebrated, no. So their content creator, he's not. It's just, bro, it's because he's got a strong following from the youth, and I'm telling you, it's strong to the point where he has influence. And I've noticed in this world, when you have strong influence, slowly but surely they'll assassinate your character. They can't just assassinate you like the old days. The times have changed, so they'll just like, oh, you know what, put a real bad label on you to try and to hurt people to like dislike you. Did it with Michael Jackson, bro. So who's angry? Like, if you can do it with the biggest star ever. So once you're too powerful, you're good, or you're too influential, and you're that level, there's people out there who just, they've got certain vices or certain reasons. And I truly believe, I don't know what the issue is and what, because I'm close to him and I've seen the allegations. The case is so laughable. Anywhere in the UK, US, Middle East, they'd be thrown out in the first day. They'd be like, what is this case? It's BS. It's a joke. But unfortunately, someone's trying to make a point, you know?
Mate, do you know what? I think with what happened, sorry about that. My daughter just walked in and I'm telling her to hurry up under my mouth so that no one sees it. But, you know, kids, I need to get my Nintendo. See what I have to part with. Go. Hadi, go. I'm going to keep this in. Every time she walks in whenever I'm doing a pod, I always keep it in just to know. Go, you can go. So I think my personal opinion is what they've done, the mainstream media, they've only boosted his following and the loyalty behind, you know, from the fans of his, because it's almost as if it's him against the world. And I think in some way he's become a mouthpiece for a lot of young lads out there. And I know you hear stories about schools and they're trying to ban kids from talking about Andrew Tate. But the thing is, in my opinion, I think schools need to focus on other things. You know, perhaps they should be talking to kids about knife crime or gun crime or just petty crimes, which are occurring not just in the UK, but everywhere. How about manners? How about respect? I know it starts from home, but I don't know.
Yeah, but listen, you can't even discipline your own child in the UK now. There's social services come. You can't even spank your kid. Bro, I used to fear my mum, bro, to this day. If I mess around, bang, like, you better stop talking like that. Then the teachers, they have no power. I feel sorry for teachers. Police, people mug police off. They've got no power. They're nothing. What police? Do you know what I mean? There's no discipline. So what do you expect? They're laughing, criminals. They're laughing. It's just a joke. No one's got discipline. There's no hierarchy of respect. It's just degenerate. There's no values. And this is why it's important for people like Andrew and other guys and myself and just anyone to speak out and say, look, what are you doing with this embarrassing behavior, like this wannabe gangster crap and this, that? A man's work hard, get married or have kids or try whatever you got to do. Look after your family. Be someone which everyone respects. Not that someone people diss or hate or fear. Someone everyone respects, smiles at everyone. Everyone will talk good of him when he's gone. And it starts at home. But again, young girls getting pregnant at early ages. No fathers around. There's many circumstances go into it, so it's hard as well. You know, like, everyone's circumstance is different, and I truly believe every child needs a mother as well as a father, and to that homely kind of atmosphere and upbringing with respect and what's right and what's wrong, but also in a way where it's not too strict but not too soft. You know, a middle ground, and that's the only way to be. But unfortunately, you get young girls as well. It's not their fault if they made mistakes and they have children outside or wedlock, or whatever, and the man's not around, so it's hard as well to raise say, for example, a boy, just a lady alone in this society. And I guess lack of daddy figures, good men, as well as good mothers, you know? It's a two-way thing. There's a lot of waste men, as we say, you know, men who can't take responsibility, can't work, have children, don't pay bills, don't help, support. So what do you expect the child's going to be when the father's a bum? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, just one more thing. The whole BBC situation was an utter farce. In fact, to be honest, it was actually comedy gold for me because he shut them down at every opportunity. And it's almost as if they went there looking for a fight as opposed to doing their research as journalists, which is what you're supposed to do. You're meant to be impartial.
It was ridiculous. You know why? Because, sorry to interrupt, this Schofield thing, what happened, right? So you got this Schofield drama, what's going on, whatever he's done, like, God knows best, you know, like, Is he just coming out as a homosexual, or did he groom him as a kid? Whatever. But all signs show he's grooming this kid young age. He followed him certain age, whatever, which is illegal by the state UK. I'm not talking about homosexual or nothing. I'm saying he's almost proven to be a grooming, this kid, like from his own trail, right? Even so, with all that kind of events, we don't know. It could be true, it could be not. I'm not going to go gun him as well. You never know. But yeah, when the BBC interviewed and all the press cover, Schofield was like, oh, Philip's depressed. Oh, his mother's bad. He's having a hard time. Suicide. He goes, I just didn't want to be alive, or whatever he said. And they're like, yeah, I can understand. I'm like, what? Then you've got Tate, who's got no evidence against him since April 2022. Done nothing. Yeah, the accusations are from a stripper and a brass. Yeah, who's accused about 100 men before that. Yeah, a brass. Imagine, do you know, let me tell you one thing here. When you have jury service or testimonies or references, right, if you wrote a brass and a stripper as a reference, people are like, yeah, I'm not taking that serious. Would they? They wouldn't. The characteristics of them. So how, like, people aren't looking into the situation. Like, trafficking women to extort their TikTok. Bro, you could have 20 billion views on TikTok, you make $1. It's not paid good. I'm like, what? Every day it changes and people don't look into it. They just, the BBC, you are this, you are that, like sexual trafficking, rape, and it's so disrespectful. He's like, what are you talking about? I've let you in my house. Let's discuss. Why are you not talking about me being in prison since so long without any evidence, no charges, no proof, nothing? There's WhatsApp logs coming out saying the girls set me up, showing proof of the girls saying they're going to set me up. Let's make a Netflix documentary. CCTV, which the court won't use. Why are you not talking about these things? It's a setup, and it just goes to show there's an agenda out there. Well, Schofield, who's proven to follow a boy like 13, 12 years old, caught with him. Jack Jones, a mate of mine, who caught them in a pub or whatever.
Yes, I saw that one. We got the
Whatever
popper.
you want to say. There's more evidence showing some dodgy stuff. And they're like, oh, Philip, you're okay there. For me, bro, it's a bit of closet racism as well there. Like, is it because they're mixed race? Philip Schofield's white. He's part of that kind of whole BBC thing.
He's part of the establishment, Jim. He's part of the establishment, bro. Come on.
Jimmy Savile, all these guys. So it just goes to show. Look, Prince Andrew, bruv. Prince Andrew. Do you know what I mean? He should be questioned by the FBI. They're not sending him. Like, you got him running around at weddings, like, respected. And you've got a guy called Andrew Tate who's done nothing, not proven, to this day, since April 22, over a year and a half, and they're still saying, yeah, house arrest to the end of this month. Let's see what they make up. Bro, there's nothing. And it's a good point. Like, let's not be weird here. Two guys, 6'3", 6'4", rich, handsome men, all the money in the world, yet they're going to traffic poor East European women, lock them up in a basement to do TikToks. Bruv, it's like you telling me, I don't want to say it, but like Cristiano Ronaldo, these celebrities who get scandals against them. I'm like, Cristiano could walk down now and say, everyone take your shirt off. All the women are taking their shirts off, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, it's these guys have it. Bro, I have women DM me since day one. Bro, give me Andrew's. No, I love him. Like, bro, sending me derogatory videos for Andrew. These guys like have their group. Like, you think they need to literally lock women up? Come on, like, it's not like they're some kind of 600-pound, 4'2" behemoths like with no money sitting in the basement masturbating in their mum's basement over like AW. Do you know what I mean?
But bro, do you know? I think the people that write these reports, first of all, a lot of these journalists, it's clickbait material because they know that his name sells papers or gets clicks and whatnot. But I think they probably can't comprehend exactly what you're saying because they've never thought about putting themselves in his shoes to think, well, okay, if I was super rich and I had girls flying at me, would I have to do something like that? But then you can have people saying, well, maybe that's how he got rich in the first place. I mean, we talk about media narratives. I've just done a Google search on his name, and there are about 5 websites with exactly the same headline. Andrew Tate served legal papers after 4 UK women claimed they were victims of sexual assault. Another one, Andrew Tate served legal papers. Andrew Tate served. It's the same
let me
headline.
talk about this one, these stupid, pathetic headlines in the UK, right? 9-10 years ago, so these girls, 6 years later, went, wait a minute, I think I've been raped. Let's all call each other. 6 years later, you know what? 6 years later, it's like me coming out now and say, you know what, Stel, in 2020, I feel like you sexually abused me. You touched my bum in the class. Like, I mean, what? Like, they say this. Why? Because Andrew Tate's famous and rich now. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I've got an idea. We dated him. We went out. They might have known him. But let's do this because I'm broke. Because guess what? I don't like working in Superdrug no more. Making those great sausage rolls is getting boring. You know what? I want a Hermes bag. let's get Andrew Tate down. Let's all call each other. Bro, what kind of BS is that? Why didn't you go to the police before?
Yeah.
Why didn't you write a report before? Like, you told your friends 5 years later, oh, I didn't know I was raped. It was consensual, but it wasn't. What? If you're in the statements, it was consensual, yeah, but it kind of wasn't, because then I fell asleep and I woke up and it was doing it. I'm like, so you're having sex, like, which is out well or whatever. It's all sick and to me. Yeah, you enjoyed it. Then you fell asleep and you went, yeah, I didn't want to do another one in the morning. This is literally what he's been accused of. Jokes aside.
And
And
again,
let's have a GoFundMe. Let's get a GoFundMe to support. Bro, it's laughable, and it's just like, bro, I can't believe what I'm reading. I can't believe. Go out and find these murderers. Go find these people who are stabbing every day on the weekends. Go find these burglars or robbing people. Go help these elderly people who are homeless, these veterans who can't even get a place to stay, who have no gas and heating. Help real people. You're sitting there bullshit over a bunch of girls who want to just rinse a man for his money.
Well, this is it. I mean,
that's all it is. They just want cash.
You look at the headlines and his face will be on the front page of our news website. I'm thinking our NHS is crumbling. We've got high levels of unemployment. We've got people can't eat. We've got so many different things going on in the UK, but yet they're focused on something like this, which is so insignificant. It doesn't matter to the UK. What does it matter? I just think that, again, it's the media and the government that are hand in hand, because you've got the BBC, which are with the Tories and yada, yada. And this is something that we could go on forever, bro. But I don't know, waste too much of your time talking about this, because I think you could go on all day, in all fairness. But can you tell me about that photograph with Kadyrov and Tyson? And again, I've never asked you about this. So how did that happen?
So I get stick because of Tate and my support for him. They've done loads of hit pieces on me saying I'm involved with a warlord from Chechnya, right? Yeah, I was on Romanian news. Tate told me. And I've got it on YouTube of me, and it's going, Tam Khan, and it's got me and Kadyrov's picture, like, I am some warlord, Russian warlord, mafia. I'm telling you, bro. This is the kind
what was that film you did where you were wearing the what's it called? The magazines with
wallahi, I've got a hit piece of this. I'm connected to cartels, yet I've never drank such a drug in my life. For a cartel king, I'm not really wealthy, am I? Like, I'm like, what are you?
Southgate posse, bro. Southgate posse.
They're trying to, the Southgate posse. They're trying to silence me. Yeah. So this picture, I had a friend who, Ramzan Kadyrov, the president, comes here a lot. Had a connection who's a fighter to him. Yeah. And Mike Tyson was here. My friend's his agent, Freddie French, who does his podcast. A really good guy. And I'm like, someone reached out, goes, I heard Mike Tyson. I said, yeah, a friend brought him here on some tour. Can you bring him to prison? I'm like, yeah. It was like that. So I got contact by someone, took Mike Tyson. It was just like the craziest dinner ever. The best feast. Lovely guy. Really respect. Really one of the nicest guys I've met. I don't know what the media said. I don't know much about politics. I don't look into it or whatever, but respectful, nice. Treat us, I guess Mike Tyson's there, some other celebs, I'm not sure, or people, and had a dinner and went. It was in Dubai, and that was it. And took pictures, of course. Like, you meet a president, you're with Mike Tyson, childhood hero. Who wouldn't? And like, all of a sudden now, I'm the new Stalin, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So that's the media for you. You know, I'm sitting in a playroom like this here, but I'm a dictator.
You got your AK-47 hidden under the couch or something, bro.
My Barbie's house. So people, bro, they just talk like, he's this, he launders. They're trying to say you launder money for Andrew Tate your gym. I'm like, bruv, yeah, then my gym shut down last year. Like, I'm laundering money. Yeah, like, if I am, I'm doing a bad job at it. Like, you know, like stuff like, you know. But I guess it's the silent hit pieces. And a lot of people, I just laugh. I've never blocked anyone on Twitter or anything. Twitter's like a cesspit for scum talking. But I don't block it because nothing to hide, bro. Let them talk shit. I just don't read it. I laugh.
Yeah. And this is the thing, because I haven't had as much abuse on social media as you have. I remember I had a back and forth with a footballer once, and he put up something that was very, very slanderous, and I got in touch with a lawyer, and they said, listen, don't worry about it. It's not worth it. The money that you're going to spend taking him to court, and for what? Are you going to get an apology? There's no point.
I get, even before this, whatever, I get hate for stupid things. Muslim, your wife this, you have music in the car. Like, okay, I know certain things in the lab, but like, it's just, bro, you're gonna get that all the time. Comes with the territory. You got to take a smile. You got to understand. For someone to go out their way to talk shit, like I said, they're in their basement masturbating with a tub of Nutella. That's it. So just picture that and just who cares.
if they've got the energy to go on social media just to go at you, it just totally got nothing else to do with their lives. This is the
I'm
thing.
nothing. I
If
swear,
you're
I'm like, who am I? Like, imagine McGregor or a Floyd Mayweather or a DiCaprio. I'm like, who am I? Like, you going out your way to like annoy some nobody. I'm like, it doesn't work. I'm laughing. I'm like,
yeah.
as long as my algorithms are going up, thanks. Yeah, cool, bye. No sales.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know. And I keep thinking to myself, people that pick up the phone and they go on Twitter or TikTok just to go and abuse this person, I'm thinking, have you got nothing else better to do with your life that you're constantly you're using all that energy to slander
They
someone
don't
that you've
have.
never
But they
met?
don't.
It's wild.
But they don't. They're insecure. And a lot
It's
of the time,
wild.
they're obsessed. They'll be kind
Weird.
of obsessed if you might have ignored something, or it could be it's obsession and love, but they just can't show it. So a lot of if a woman abuses you, majority of the time, she probably fancies you. Um,
It's like
and the
when you're at
guy,
school, you pulled the little girl's hair. When you were at school, you pulled the
it's
girl's
just
hair because you
like
fancied them.
it's like they're all ghost accounts, fake accounts. It's like, look, they're not come to my face and never
Lots.
say it. So who gives a
Yeah.
shit? Yeah, bots and bums and like is what it is with 6 followers and follow 2,000 people. It's just cringe, you know.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we last spoke face to face in Dubai, and you weren't really active on social media. So, with everything that's happened in the past year and a half, at that, how has that impacted your life, not just personally, but also with your business?
I do more for the gym business, but
Mm.
I took on a TikTok manager because I never wanted to get in TikTok. I thought it's just men dancing, stupid, cringe things. But he's like, look, TikTok's more effective for business. I needed something new for the business. Got into that. That went quite viral. Then obviously with Andrew, I really got hard into it just to defend Andrew, to be honest. So I made statements because I thought, what was going on was so bad, and people are just speaking up, talking nonsense and assassinating characters. I thought, and in every community, so I thought I need to stand up. There's no one. Everyone was scared. So then I just had to get on it because there was no voice for him. Boom, 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 boom. And then kind of got hooked into it because I had to. And now he's like, I like to calm down a bit more. But yeah, it's just for the gym businesses and certain projects. So you have to kind of be there. But honestly, I hate it. I hate social media. I just think it's a lot of shit. There's some good things there. You get a lot of news, a lot of clips from sports. I wake up and just watch it on socials. But there's a side of it I can't stand. And I always say, soon, I'm going to kind of back off from it and just keep it as a business thing and just have someone run it all, because I just hate logging in Instagram and seeing women's ass cheeks and thongs. I hate
Yeah.
it. I'm like,
And I
who
think
am I following? Who keeps liking all this stuff on my explore page? Because that's
but bro, do you know
I'm like,
what?
why is this here? It's like, what is this here for? Like, I don't even follow women.
Listen, as long as your kids don't pick up your phone and see all that kind of stuff, that's the main thing. I keep my phone well away from my daughter, mate. Honestly,
my kids use my YouTube, like when they start, I put like Paw Patrol, whatever. But yeah, it's just I don't know. You can use social media to a positive effect. You can do a lot of good things and promote good things, yes. But there's a dirty side of it, and I just don't like it, to be honest.
yeah. And I think when it comes to doing, for example, podcasts, you need to be thick-skinned to do this kind of thing, because as I mentioned before, you're gonna have people hiding behind the screen, giving you all sorts of abuse. You don't know who they are. They've got this whole cancel culture now, which is absolutely ridiculous. And as I said, you just need to be thick-skinned about it. And you got some more friends that are YouTubers like SNEAKO and MYRON and James Smith. And I'll tell you what, James Smith, his shtick, like his behavior, his mannerisms are absolutely hilarious. I think his delivery is insane. He's brilliant at what he does. SNEAKO as well cracks me up, And again, I think it goes back to the delivery. He's so blunt, he's so forward, but he gets a job done. And also MYRON, who is
MYRON.
honestly,
at first when I saw his things, I was like, because Muslim, I was like, why is he? I ever said to him, what you got these women for? But bro, MYRON has a charisma. He's so well spoken. He's sharp, man. I like MYRON. Like, I really like that guy. I've got a lot of time for that guy because he's good at what he does, man. He's very good. He's very articulate on it. Works hard, man. That guy, I've seen him, like, literally works hard. In and out. SNEAKO's funny. Good guy. They're all good. And James Smith as well in his industry does what he's done. They're all good guys, man. They're all good people. Everyone's doing their thing and they're kind of pioneers in what they do, like, in their kind of like niches. But be honest, there's only one Andrew Tate. When he's on that mic, bro, and those sunglasses come on, it's powerful, man. I'm telling you, I've been around loads. When Andrew Tate speaks, it's just got this charisma you can't teach. It looks like he's trained, I swear.
the thing is, I look at other people that are big on social media, for example, you know, Logan Paul and KSI. And, you know, I know there's been a bit of back and forth between, you know, Tate and KSI and everything. But the thing is, to reach that level in terms of getting that popularity and that global reach, it's phenomenal. I mean, you talk about the Beatles back in the day, you know, the Beatlemania, how they became famous, and obviously Michael Jackson, and now social media has obviously helped boost that. I think it's incredible how Andrew Tate, Myron, obviously KSI and Logan, I'm not sure how you feel about them, but I think it's incredible how their reach has grown, how it's developed, and the fan base that they have. But is there a ceiling? Is there a point where you're going to think, they're getting a bit boring now?
No, I respect all of them. Like, I've met Logan; he's a really good guy. Logan and Mike, they were in Dubai. We went out to dinner and stuff. I never met KSI, but I respect his hustle, man. What he's doing with the Misfits and music and his thing, like KSI is massive. Like his following, when I see these shows in UK and the numbers they do, the numbers in boxing, it's mad, bro. You got like boxers don't do those numbers. I respect all of them. It's hard work, man. Because why they got to reinvent themselves? He's gone from gaming, one went from Vines. They're always reinventing themselves to podcasts, to this Prime, which is dominant. Like everything that you got, bro. Whatever scale you're in business, that's very hard to keep reinventing yourself and bringing more things. It's very impressive. Like people can say what they want; they come from a certain industry, but they could literally do talks to business CEOs of how to establish. Like that is very, very hard. A lot of people's brand dies out in a year or two. You have a small window. These guys are consistent. Consistent for years, so they're all mate. Like it's hard work. They work hard, man. These guys, they all whatever they do. Yeah, I think Logan's
WWE as well, man. Yeah,
they're mega stars, man. Like UFC sponsorship, and so yeah, respect to everyone's hustle. I just think a lot of the online hates just for clout and all that, and just likes and views. And I think all of them inside respect each other, and they've got admiration for each other inside. They have to. Because it's a hard industry, and it's just what it is. And it's like
boys banter.
Always banter. I mean, it's rivalries. Messi, Ronaldo. It's a rivalry, just in another realm. That's all it is.
Lovely. I was going to ask you about the celebrity boxing or the YouTube boxing, but you touched on that. I think it's incredible, the growth of that platform, and you're seeing various people involved, not just the YouTubers, but you're getting semi-pro boxers and people such as Tyson Fury's brother. I forget his name now. Sorry?
Tommy Fury, that's
right. Sorry. And he's obviously involved in it. Again, I think that's in its infancy. I think that's got a lot of legs, so to speak. So what's next for you, bro? Because I know that you do a lot of the MMA events. Have you got any in Saudi Arabia coming up or anything like that?
I do YouTube boxing for the Middle East. That's what I'm saying. So they inspired me, these guys. Like I saw the trend. So we do social knockout. I started that 2 years ago. So my social knockout 3 is this July, inshallah. All the best TikTokers in the region and YouTubers in this. I like to build these regions more rather than do international. I just want to build this region's athletes up. I just opened yesterday male grooming salon, haircut, shave, manicure, pedicure, hammam, massage. It's got barista, VIP rooms. Amazing, like facility that opened yesterday. And I've also acquired a restaurant, a shisha lounge and restaurant, which no one knows about, it's been renovated now, and I'll inshallah launch that.
Now people know about it. Yeah. Open your mouth there.
End of July, early August. There's a place I was always eating and loved. Alhamdulillah, got a deal I couldn't refuse, and just gonna got chefs come in, nice food, nice decor, and just building up, and hopefully that'll be the next spot. So when you visit, it'll be a nice place to eat, and then I've got the Meisters Club, VIP networking club. We've got another event coming up, the Meisters in Black, where we do networking events for CEOs or people of certain businesses and statures. We did a Lamborghini run, 50 Lamborghinis. We do private jet trips to Mauritius. So basically, people with money and introverts who've got that but haven't got that kind of network to come and live that kind of 1% lifestyle. That's a private members club. And and the gym as well. And twin girls, family, alhamdulillah. So yeah, I'm keeping busy. For 42 is not bad. And
you look good for 42, bro. You look good for 42. Last time I saw you, you looked about 50. Last time I saw you, I'm not gonna lie.
and trying to just get back my mojo. So yeah, it's just inshallah, you know, just keeping busy. I like keeping busy. Where work's not, I just like having loads of things going on. It just keeps my mind, you know, focused.
Okay, cool. Well, bro, listen, before I wrap it up and leave you to it, because we've done almost an hour and I appreciate your time. Honestly, it's a
No problem,
blessing.
no problem.
It's great to have you on and great to talk to you again. I mean, I actually don't realize we're actually recording. It feels like we're
Yeah,
catching up like the old days. So I've got some quick fire questions, and I just want you to. I'm going to name some people, and maybe if you can just describe them in 2 or 3 words. I know it's going to be difficult. Yeah. Now I know you've only met these guys. Maybe I don't know how many times you met them, or if it was a long-term thing. But what about Jackie Chan? What words can you describe him?
Legend, inspiration, just legend and inspiration.
And
Like a pioneer of what he did.
Van Damme?
Legend, king. When I was young, I wanted to be Van Damme. Like every man wanted to be Van Damme when we were younger. The looks, the kicks, the splits, and one of the
Not
most
the dancing though. I saw the dancing in the Street
even the
Fighter
dancing,
film.
bro. Even the dancing. If I could dance, I'd dance like that. But if I dance, bro, they're gonna call the authorities. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Habib?
Again, a legend in his own right, inspiring to the Muslim community, pioneering what he did, putting Islam on that scale, the whole Connor thing, and yeah, one of the nicest guys in the world and one of the greats of mixed martial arts.
Fantastic. Oh, Badu Jack, come on now.
Yeah, Badr Jack's my brother. I was speaking to him earlier, actually. Close brother of mine. I really believe he's underappreciated for what he's done. 3-way world champion, humble, great family man, great family, close brother of mine. And for what he's achieved, I don't think he gets enough recognition for what he's achieved. It's historic. And inshallah, soon, I think he's going to fight Canelo in a huge fight in Saudi, inshallah, if it goes through. So that's massive. Whatever happens, doesn't matter. He deserves a huge payday for me because he's had an amazing career, warrior, and yeah, he's family, you know. Badu, I see his family.
Fantastic. One final question. You've got to choose 5 people, dead or alive, to go for a meal with.
Michael Jackson, Muhammad Ali,
Right.
Malcolm X. I'm not going to mention prophets of religion because it's disrespectful.
Sure.
What did I say? Michael Jackson, Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X.
2 more. Pressure's on.
Arnold Stallone, one of them. Probably Stallone and
Stallone, okay.
and Robert De Niro.
Nice. Brilliant.
That'd be a cool dinner.
There would be, wouldn't it? Probably loads of stories, but I think Steven Seagal would be knocking on the door saying, "What about me, bro? Come on."
No, but I've had dinner with him, you know. I've had dinner with him, so
True.
For sure, Malcolm X, inspiring. Like one of Muhammad Ali, my all-time favorite. Michael Jackson, to this day, I don't care what anyone says, my favorite ever. And yeah, De Niro and Sylvester Stallone. I just think it will be just crazy.
Nice. Well, boys and girls, that was Tam Khan. All the information about him is in the link below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your nunna, and we'll be back very, very soon because this season is going to be a big one for us. It's going to be a big one. But this gentleman right here, or should I say right there, undoubtedly the biggest guest that we have ever had. It's been a blessing. I love the guy to bits.
Biggest as in fattest.
No. I'm the fattest, bro. I'm the fattest, bro, honestly. And listen, I'm not just saying this for the camera or just saying this to blow smoke out your ass. You know, you're an inspiration to a lot of people. And I think,
thank you, bro.
you know, looking at your story, knowing you from 20 odd years ago to see where you were then to where you are now to what you've achieved. You know, people say to me, how's Tam doing? What's he doing with this? I'm like, this is the same Tam as 23 years ago. You know, he's the same guy. That he's not up his own ass. In fact, he's probably even more calmer than what he was back then because you're a family guy now. So again, I appreciate your time, bro. And
I'm always a temper. Yeah, no. For me, I don't see myself as anything. I honestly don't. And even I know many celebs and people like that. And for me, we're all the same. I swear to God, like you're Christian, whichever religion you should see. There's God, there's the prophets, and then there's us. We're nothing. We just you have to know you're wrong, be humble because, bro, like I said, tomorrow could be your time. There's always a stronger, bigger, richer, better looking there's always one better. So it is what it is. Why do we have pride? There's nothing. It doesn't. What's the pride? Like, you know, it's just. I feel just be yourself, always.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's a perfect way to wrap it up. So we'll be back soon. Take care, boys and girls. We're out.